When you take someone like Adele or a Jasmine Sullivan or like a Jennifer Hudson and you put a tube microphone in their vocals and you set it that proper distance away, hey, you get that really big dynamic sound, and it captures that clarity as well, not only the warm and the mids and the lows of a tube. And the vocal chain that we're covering today is the vocal chain that was used for the record that pushed her on the scenes, Rolling in the Deep. Since Adele was very young, she's been in the studio recording and writing songs, and now she is one of the biggest artists of our generation, known for her big analog, right in your face vocals, and in my opinion, quite soundtrackish. But what is behind that big sound? We've done our investigation and we found the vocal chain that actually is responsible for her bursting on the scenes, and she still continued to use this vocal chain, and it is a whopping $8,000. What's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my home studio. I am your host, Archie Beats, and yes, we have Adele's vocal chain today, and we have one of the key ingredients right here in our home studio, and we have some other options as well. And you guys are actually listening to a huge piece of Adele's vocal chain now, and we're going to talk about that later as well. Let's clear some things up. When it comes to recording vocals, it's more than just the gear. You don't need expensive gear to create great music. As a matter of fact, this is one of the most inexpensive vocal chains that I've seen since I've been doing this new series, Epic Vocal Chains. And it takes talent, man. The artist has to have talent, and the engineer have to have the ability to capture that talent and be able to contribute to the storytelling in the song and the overall feeling of it so people can enjoy it all around the world. That's how I see it. And today's video is sponsored by DistroKid. DistroKid just launched a new mastering tool called Midi. With you already uploading your music to DistroKid, why not utilize this service? One of the most difficult parts of the song creating process, because it just doesn't end after you finish the song. You want your music to sound great and to be leveled great when it comes to releasing it to your audience. This is where Midi comes in. When uploading, it has a simple interface, and you get unlimited song previews of the master song with one free download. And it's $99 a year for unlimited mastered tracks. You can simply customize your masters by changing and listening to their intensity, which is volume, and balance, which is EQ. There are 3 simple steps. The only thing you have to do is upload your file, listen and customize, download finished tracks. And from there, you can go straight over to DistroKid and upload your mastered track. So please check out DistroKid new service Midi in the description below. And we are covering one of Adele's vocal chain, the one that we found. Now, this one seems to be really consistent, and you guys are going to see later on in this video, over the span of 10 years, that this is the most consistent vocal chain that she's used. Who vocal chain should I do next? And also, really quick, what is your vocal chain? Comment your vocal chain below. What is your dream vocal chain? Comment that below as well. And if you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss any updates. And the type of vocal chain that we're covering in this video is the capturing process. How did they capture Adele vocals? What I found surprising is they literally set up the session, set up all the dynamic processors in the output gear, and they didn't touch anything after that. It was really a very simple session. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to discuss each piece of Adele's vocal chain the engineer captured her on, and we're going to give you guys my opinion on why I think they chose that particular piece of gear. And then after that, we're going to discuss some of the plugins that are used with Adele's vocals. So let's get right to it. First up, for the Rolling in the Deep vocal chain is the microphone. The artists have to sing into a microphone, and it is the Rode Classic 2, completely discontinued. I actually went on the internet and I was going to buy one because they're not as expensive as you would think a Telefunken is, like $10,000. They're around $1,000, and it'd be cool to have something like that in the home studio. I made the decision that I already have several Rode mics that are half the price, that do way more than the Classic 2. And why the Classic 2? The Classic 2 is a really big sounding tube vintage Rode microphone. It captures the clarity, but it gets that warm tube round sound. So think about it. When you take someone like Adele or a Jasmine Sullivan or like a Jennifer Hudson, and you put a tube microphone in their vocals and you set it that proper distance away, hey, you get that really big dynamic sound, and it captures that clarity as well, not only the warm and the mids and the lows of a tube. If you go on eBay, you will find this microphone for around $1,400, $1,300. And like I said, the investment in it, I was like, okay, I don't know. We decided we have things here. So the Rode K2 and the NTK. The Rode K2 is only $699. Yep, you heard me. $699 for this microphone. And the cool thing about it is that this is the actual power supply for it. And you can change up the polar pattern of the microphone on this as well. You can do omnidirectional, cardioid, which is what we have it set on, picks up a lot at the front, a little bit on the side, and virtually none at the back, or you do figure 8, pick up at the front of the diaphragm and the back of the diaphragm. So great sounding microphone, really warm. Reminds me a lot of my NTK as well, but I like the option that you have. You can switch up the polar pattern on it. So they went from there into the 6176. And believe it or not, this is one of the key elements in my vocal chain. So according to Tom Elmhurst, and I hope I pronounced his name right, and Paul Epworth, which co-wrote and produced Adele, Rolling in the Deep, Adele's vocals were recorded with a Rode Classic 2. We already covered that, the microphone. And then going through the Universal Audio 6176 mic pre and compressor, and they never went back to the vocals after that. So the reason why they use the 6176, think of an all-in-one weapon. The 6176 is split into 2 parts here. You have a preamp, which is the 610. Bill Putnam, shout out to Universal Audio for creating such an amazing piece of gear. And then the 1176 LN on this side. The black phase, 1176. These are 2 pieces of gear in one, preamp, compressor. So you can split the signal up, or you can join it and keep it. You can use the preamp and then go into an outboard compressor, or you can just use both of them together, which they use both of them together. And this is a tube pre. 2 pre's. Now you got a tube microphone, and then you're going into a tube pre. Of course, you get some analog, yummy goldness, some goodness there. And then you go into a compressor like the 1176, which is a very safe. The 1176 has a really nice touch of glue to it, which is why I love it. And it is the only compressor that I use, outboard compressor that I use in my studio. Inexpensive option. Universal Audio sells the plug-in version of this right here. This is the 610B. So they have the plug-in version on their website, around $99. This is $2,800, the entire unit here. So if you don't want to spend $2,800, they have a plug-in. I've used it. It's really close to the 610. As a matter of fact, it's spot on, because Universal Audio makes the hardware and they make the software. So of course, it's going to be really close in a ballpark. And then next is the 1176. Of course, they have the plug-in version of that. $99 just as well as the preamp as well, $149, $199. And the next option is Clark Technic. A huge shout out to those guys for getting this out to me. Definitely an option to the 1176. Now, I have a detailed review that I'm gonna post up here in the coming weeks. Like I said, we've been testing this out for over a month, and I guarantee you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now we've gotten that out the way. After they achieved the success of 21, they moved on to 25, and they said, we used a Rode mic, and at that point, Paul still had a pretty basic chain. Paul still was doing everything basic then. He had a Universal Audio 610 with a compressor. What's a 610 with a compressor? Of course, we know this 6176, 610B with the compressor. So Adele's vocal chain is very consistent. But like I said, artists do change up over the years. So crazy part about it, they also used a reverb after all of this. And the reverb was the actual Roland RE301 chorus effect. An expensive option would be the Universal Audio Galaxy Tape, which is only $199 compared to $3,000. It gets the job done. Some plugins that they use for Adele are Wave plugins. They use majority of Wave plugins for Rolling in the Deep. They use the Wave Q6. They use De-esser, Digirac Q, Lo-Fi and Trim. They had the Potec, and then they also use the Yuri 1176, like I said, that Clark Technic, and of course they record it in Pro Tools, so it could be seamless across when they have to go to LA to record, or when they have to go to New York to record, and they can pull up the session and everything's in place. So that's why they use Pro Tools. So I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this vocal chain, ADELE'S vocal chain, please comment it below. And also, what vocal chain should I do next? Comment below. We are going in with these vocal chains, so definitely let me know. And what's your vocal chain? Once again, comment your vocal chain below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss another video. Also, don't forget to be great and create. This is your boy R&B Beats, and I am signing off.